Okay, this is a Gemini tarot card reading. And I'm just now trying to start getting on YouTube. I usually do this on Facebook. So I usually do the readings a month early, but being as I'm just starting on YouTube, I'm going to do a reading for the rest of September and do a reading for October as well. I do shuffle the cards differently, which you'll see in a little bit, because I'm a terrible shuffler, so I had to come up with my own technique. Okay, so I don't know how to put information up here yet on how to get a personal reading with me, but as soon as I do, I will. Until then, I'll just keep doing the free general tarot card readings. So yeah. Also, just to let you know, because I know some people get a little weary about the witchy outfit. I'm not a real witch. I know some people may think that's absolutely silly. Like, why would you need to say that? Who gets scared of witches? I grew up in a really religious home. I'm no longer in that religion, but because I did, I know that there's people out there that actually, just because I'm wearing this hat, are going to be freaking out. Like, oh my god, it's a real witch. They're going to... No, I'm not a real witch. Secondly, I do know real witches and pagans. They're highly misunderstood. They're not out to curse you. They just mostly want to honor nature, so it's nothing to be afraid of. Okay, so... being it's September, I'm also going to do a yearly reading. I hope I have enough time on here to do that. I'm going to do a yearly reading for the Gemini. Okay. So God, Goddess, Jesus, angels, please guide each Gemini to whatever message you would like them to receive for September this month of 2018. Amen. Gemini, September this month of 2018. Gemini, September this month, 2018. Gemini, September this month, 2018. Gemini, September this month, 2018. Gemini, September 2018. Gemini, September 2018. As you can see, that's what I do now. I just toss out the cards like that. Whatever flips over, I read. I figured the universe knows what it wants to say, so let it flip over whatever cards it wants to. Okay. I'm going to just get the cards up that didn't flip over and get them off to the side. There's some good cards and bad cards in here, I'll admit that. One of them is like an extremely, I hate it when that card pops up for me. Yeah, and mostly because of how I feel that day or what happens that day. Now, when I do get the information up here on how to get a personal reading for me, what you can expect is I will tap into your energy and mostly just try to figure out if you have any past lives that you're working on, any karma in this life. And, you know, if... then I'll try to pick up on information on you, just like anything I can. And then I will use my cards. So let's get these up right now. Okay, you have the Spirit Whisper, Divine Guidance, Higher Knowing. Just means you have some guidance right now, a higher guidance, whatever it is that you seek guidance from. Whether that be Buddha, angels, God, extraterrestrials, fairies. And I know they're probably going to get some people laughing, like extraterrestrials. Fairies, yeah, some people, they turn to them. And that's not a problem. But yeah, whatever you turn to, you have their higher divine guidance right now. They have a higher knowing, you know, and what's to come and what you want, and they're guiding you. The Keeper of the Scales, fairness, balance. I'm going to guess that means you're seeking some sort of fairness and balance in your life right now. Maybe you're creating some fairness and balance in your life. I'm going to guess there's just desire and seeking to have it right now. Creating it. Gaia's garden, fusion, abundance, reaping what you sow. That just means your blessings are coming. You've been sowing, you've been working hard. It's time for the harvest, time for the blessings, time to reap what you've been sowing. And I don't know why, but like before I started doing the reading, I don't know why, but the feeling of just gem and I was coming to mind. Like the beginning word is gem, like a special gem, like a jewel gem. I don't know why, like maybe some of you right now need to hear that and remember that and recognize that right now, that you are a gem. You are the gem in I. I know that may sound silly. Like, I don't know what that means, but I don't know. I guess sometimes we all need to remember we're special, so just try to remember you're a gem right now. That or it's my ADHD acting up, I don't know. But it's never bad to remember you're a gem. The Ringmaster of Scrutiny, Discernment, Clear Vision, Details. You know, usually I have an idea what this card means, but I got a feeling right now that you are seeking discernment. You are seeking a clear vision and details. Maybe you don't have them completely right now, but right now you are searching out the evidence and you need to pay attention to it. I kind of got the feeling right now is that maybe you see the evidence. The thing is, you got to pay attention to it, because there is discernment. There is a clear vision of the details of something you want an answer to right now, or to know. It's already there. You just need to pay attention to the details and the facts that are already there in front of you. And I know that's hard. I've had situations like that too, where about 6 months ago I had to break up with somebody, you know. And I'll definitely say there was red flags. There was signs of things that I didn't want to pay attention to. They were there though. The details and the facts were there though. And I just reached a point where I had to acknowledge them and be like, yeah, my clear vision, my discernment, it's already there. I just need to acknowledge it. You know, and I kind of feel like it's the same thing right now. This card is saying you already have the clear vision and discernment and the details. There's facts there. You just need to pay attention to them. Acknowledge them. They're there. And not try to be rude, because I know it can be complicated sometimes in your mind when you don't want to see it. It's complicated. It's like it's there, but you don't want to see it, so you don't, but you do. So I understand the complication there. The Fire Prince, optimism, aggression. Usually I see this card and it just means that there's a lot of pent-up anger or aggression, some sort of pain inside. And maybe you're trying to fight that aggression with some optimism, like, no, I will not be angry, I'm going to be happy. No, I'm not going to be sad and discouraged. I'm going to be happy. Even if it's the last fucking thing I do, I will make myself be happy right now. So kind of just one of those things where you're pushing through the motions and pushing through the depression kind of thing. Or maybe pressing through the, you know, just the negative emotion that doesn't feel happy. It could be any emotion, maybe not specifically anger. Just something aggressive, negative. Okay. The Lady of Lightning, surprise, sometimes shock, total paradigm shift. That means there's a shifting, there's a change, and it happens kind of quickly. And that could be in your world, or it could be in yourself. You know, this card has pulled up for me before, and you know, I wanted to believe that it would be something that hits good in my life. I'd still like that, but I did learn that it was a shifting and changing myself. So this can mean that something's shifting and changing in you. It may not be out in your world, in your physical world. It can be, though. And this is the card that sucks. I'm apologizing in advance. The Shadow Queen, acquiring knowledge, insecurity, manipulation. That just means there could be a little manipulation going on. I don't know if it's you or somebody else, but there's an insecurity there. Whether it's you being manipulated, it leaves you insecure. Maybe you've been manipulated and they're no longer in your life and it's left you insecure. or you're the manipulator and it's because you're very insecure, you know. And my suggestion is, if it's a manipulator in your life, ditch them, cut them out. It's not healthy. I would know. I had to break up with one. I'm not even going to get into all the details because I'm not here to bash them or anything, or get into personal shit. I just use it as an example sometimes. But yeah, it's toxic and it leaves you feeling broken and wounded and hurt, and you gotta let them go. You know, the pain that you go through, that insecurity you go through trying to deal with them and trying to understand what's going in their head and trying to make them feel better, to realize how much you care. They're an insecure person, and there's nothing you can do. All you can do is walk away and work on yourself. And if you're the manipulator, I would suggest go seek help, because, you know, when you're to the point of manipulation, like you're that insecure, there's something deeply wounded in there. Trust me, so many people love you and they really want to help and they try their damnedest. They really do. Like, they hope love will heal. But the truth is, it's going to be self-love that heals. So there's only something you can do, and that, you know, go get some help, because, and help is not a bad thing. I myself have had help before. It's let me just say, psychologists, they're freaking awesome. They really are. They understand your mind. They help you get down to the bottom of why it is that you're feeling what you're feeling, why you're feeling insecure, or why you're feeling like you need to manipulate to try to get things your way. They get down to those nitty-gritty things, and they help you work on yourself to be a better you, to be the person you want to be. Because the truth is, we know you don't want to manipulate. When people love you, they can see that. They know you feel guilty, but at the same time, they know you think that this is the only way, or it's the only way you know. You know, so go seek help, you know, for yourself and for your loved ones, and understand there's no judgment towards you. There's so much love, more than you know. But to live in the best life you want to live, you might want to go seek some help. Okay, I know some people may not like the general reading, so I'll just flash the cards and let you use your own intuition. Because unlike other psychics, I'm not going to BS you and tell you I'm 100% accurate. I can tell you that I get about 75 to over 90% accurate. So I'm really good at it, what I do. But there are a lot of psychics out there that will lie. And I think some of them actually believe what they're saying. But I think the majority of them don't. But I think there's a few out there, they really believe they're 100% accurate. And they are BSing themselves, especially when you ever seen those psychics that argue with their client? When the client says, oh no, that didn't happen, or no, I don't know that person, and they argue with the client. It's like, for God's sakes, swallow your pride. You're not 100% accurate. And that's not a bad thing. That's a human thing. No human is 100% accurate. You know, so forgive yourself and accept it. It's fine. But yeah, you know, so, but yeah, there's also a lot of psychics out there that, you know, they are not real psychics, and I always definitely would advise to test them, you know, but test them in the way that they say they need to do. Like, maybe they need to do the reading in person, or maybe they need to read your palm and not a picture of it. Maybe they need a clothing item. You know, just work with them, but do test them. Because, yeah, the truth is, some psychics, they work differently. I prefer to be alone when I do a reading, because it keeps me from being distracted. I have ADHD, so I really need to quiet my mind and get focused. But yeah. But you know, other psychics, they need you there in person, or they need your palm. They can't read a picture of your palm. It's just not the same for them. So I would say work with them, but I definitely would always say test them, because, you know, even though I'm a practicing psychic, I'm not stupid. I know there's a lot of them out there that are just BSing, and they're false, they're fakes, and they're taking advantage and using people. Alright, now I'm going to get on to October. Okay, God, Goddess, Jesus, please guide each Gemini to whatever message you would like them to receive for next month of October 2018. Amen. So the Geminis, October 2018. 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 Gemini, October 2018. Gemini, October 2018. Okay. Now I'm going to get the cards off to the side. And when I do the yearly forecast, I actually do that one differently. I actually shuffle like a normal tarot card shuffler. But I never know how many cards to pick out, and that's another reason why I do it this way usually. But, you know, when I'm doing a yearly forecast, I know I want to pull out 12 cards, so I shuffle like a normal little tarot card reader then. Let's see here. Let's get these to the side. Okay. Interesting. This month you get the manipulator card, and then next month you get the set boundaries card. Something you would definitely want to do with a manipulator. Or with yourself if you're the manipulator. Either way, it's a good thing to do. See here, sit that card. Oh, whoops. Okay. I missed one. I don't know if I should show that one or not, though. Okay. The Horse King, Assistance Control. To me, it just means assisting yourself to gain some control in your life, you know, or you'll be gaining some assistance to get some control in your life, or something you want a little more control over some certain matter in your life. The Eyes of Beauty, Positive Expectations, Clarity. That just means have positive expectation, and in that is clarity, you know. Gaia's Garden, Fusion, Abundance, Reaping What You Sow. That just means your blessings are coming. And I probably should let you know that, you know, kind of forgot to let you know that, you know, this is a general reading, so it's generalized, so it's not going to be like perfect for everybody. That, and sometimes the card's energy might be something that's going to work in next month, or maybe it was something happening last month. But it's kind of like that energy around that timing. Like, I like watch tarot card readings, and I admit there's some things I'm still waiting to happen. Oddly, some of the things that have been on there are things that have happened in my life. Like when I went through a breakup, it was creepy how accurate the cards were about the situation, because I like watching tarot readings on YouTube as well. And I'm just like, whoa, that's I mean, it's like they've been in my life or something. But there's still some things I'm waiting for those tarot cards predictions to come true. So, you know, that's just kind of how the cards work. So maybe there's some things in here you're waiting to happen. So just know that that's just how the cards work. And, you know, for personal experience of me watching it on YouTube too, I kind of feel you. I know what it feels like. It's never perfect, but it gets the general idea of what's going on in your life and what will happen. Okay, the Altar Priestess. Preparation prayer ritual. That just means stay sacred within yourself. Hold yourself sacred. You know, like you would a priestess or a goddess or a priest or a god. Hold yourself sacred because you are sacred. The Diamond Dreamer, material wealth, true prosperity. That means something will be materializing prosperously in your life. Maybe it's something physical, and maybe it's something emotional or mental. I like to explain that because most people, they see the material thing, and the first thing always comes to people's mind is money. It's like, I know, don't we all wish to be money? But materializing, manifesting, something existing, coming into existence, it doesn't always mean something physical. So I try to keep that open there, that it could be something emotional or mental. It can be, physical though too. It can be actual money. But it could also be other things. The chess queen, trust strategizing, just means trust your strategizing in the moment. You are the queen in this game of chess. You rule. I gotta admit, the queen is my favorite when it comes to chess. And that's because she can do whatever the fuck she wants. She's just like, I want to go diagonal, I'll go diagonal. I want to go forward, I want to go backward, I want to go sideways. She does whatever she wants. And she can go as far as she wants. You have to strategize carefully with her, though. But man, the things you can do with her when you're, strategizing well. So it just means, you are the queen in this chess game. And trust your strategizing. Trust that you rule. The Metal King, discipline, armor, boundaries. This is the card I was talking about, the boundaries card. It means there is somebody you need to set boundary with, and you have to be a little firm. You have to wear your armor. You can't just keep sitting there being vulnerable. Get your armor on. And sometimes boundary means cutting people out of your life. Sometimes boundaries mean maybe someone does stay in your life, but you have to set boundaries. I'm like, okay, I'll accept this, but I won't accept this. I'll tolerate this, but I won't tolerate this. You gotta stick to your guns. And sometimes it's with ourselves too, because sometimes we have to set boundaries for ourselves to set boundaries. Like, I'm that person. Like, it's really difficult. I actually have to be hard on myself to set a boundary for myself. Like, okay, you're going to stick to this, and that is your boundary. You are not going to suck. You're not going to let this person take advantage of you. You are going to stick to your guns. And sometimes it means telling yourself that, you know what, I'm not going to allow myself to do wrong to others. So it is about setting boundaries with yourself and sometimes others too. But with some of the cards I've been pulling up, especially on Facebook, this is what I'm starting to do on YouTube now, but I mostly did it on Facebook, and this card has popped up a lot, actually, for Gemini, as well as the manipulator card. So I'm gonna guess there's somebody in your life you gotta have to set boundaries with. Though there's a few of you out there that I kind of think that it's you gotta set boundaries with. But yeah. Because it can go both ways. So, but only you'll know who you are. You'll know which one of you are. Okay, the High Lord of Gratitude and Service. Selfishness, humility, conscious action. That just means getting in tune with your higher self. A better version of yourself. You know how you want to be a better person, and everybody seeks to be that. That's what this card is. Seeking in to be that better person. And that means knowing when to be humble and when to be selfish. Because there are times you gotta be like, you know what? I deserve that raise. Or, hey, I don't deserve that bad attitude. It is okay to be selfish then and state that. It's also times of being humble, too. Like, okay, maybe I crossed the line and I shouldn't have said that, and I should apologize. And apologize for it. And being in tune with your higher self, to me, does not mean being perfect. Because it just means knowing when to be humble. Because there's no such thing as perfect. There's being a better person and being able to do the best you can. And, knowing when to say I'm sorry and forgive yourself. But you get what I'm saying. There's a better you that you're working on. But there is no such thing as perfect, so do not over complicate it in your mind trying, hearing the words higher self and think, oh God, I gotta reach this goal to be my higher self. And you don't have to. You just gotta be the best you can be, and when you're doing that, you have reached that higher self, in my opinion. And it's my opinion. So I make it clear that it's my opinion, though, because you know, some people disagree with me, but in my opinion, that is your higher self. Oh, and I forgot to show you the cards, but it's kind of too late. I've already started shuffling. Oh, my bad. Just, I guess, rewind and backtrack and look at the cards and use your own intuition. I'm so sorry. Okay. God, Goddess, Jesus, guide the Gemini to what message you would like them to receive for 2019 through the months of January to December. Amen. Okay, Gemini, January 2019. Gemini, January 2019. Oh, come on. January next year, 2019 for the Gemini. January 2019, Gemini. Okay, finally, one jumped out. Yeah, I hate it when I have to shuffle like that because you're just like waiting for the universe to pop one out sometimes. I've been sitting there, I think, sometimes for a good 2 minutes shuffling, just like, oh, please, for the love of God. Just have one pop out, just one. Okay. Gemini for February 2019. Gemini, February 2018. Gemini, January, February 2019. Okay, there we go. Up, that card again. You again. The armor. The boundary one. Okay, Gemini, March 2019. Gemini, March 2019. Okay, that one dropped out. Thank you. Gemini, April 2019. Gemini, April 2019. Gemini, April 2019. Gemini, April 2019. Oops, come on now. Gemini, April 2019. Gemini, April 2019. Here we go. It's taking a while. Gemini, April 2019. Oh, thank you. One finally just flipped over. Oh, I don't like sitting there shuffling too long. Okay. Gemini, May 2019. 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 Come on. Okay. Finally, that one flipped over. There's a good card. Okay. Gemini, June 2019. Gemini, June 2018. Okay, thank you. Gemini, July 2019. Okay, you? Thank you for being quick. Gemini, August 2019. Gemini, August. Okay. Gemini, September 2019. Gemini, September 2019. Gemini, September 2019. September 2019. Oh, okay. I guess 2 cards. Oh, wow. It's like one good card and one not so good card. Gemini, October 2019. Gemini, October 2019. Gemini, November 2019. Okay, so that one popped out fast. Thank you. Last month, okay, Gemini, December 2019. Gemini, December 2019. Gemini, December. Okay. Okay, good. All right. Now to make clear that, like I said, it is general reading. And it's like one card per month I pulled out. You know, but keep in mind that, you know, like, it's just picking up an energy, like, around that timing of that month. So that means that this energy could start, like, the month before, the month after. You get it? It's just around that timing. Because this is spanning through a whole year here. So, you know, just keep in mind that this energy of the card can span, you know, through a few months or so. It's not like going to be deliberately stuck, like just stuck in that 1 month. It's just a general reading, you know, for 1 whole year. You get that. Alright, January. The cosmos, creativity, vastness. To me, that just means there's something aligned in order here that is meant to be and meant to happen. What that is, I don't know. Perhaps you have a feeling of what it is that you want aligned, or that you can feel is aligned and about to happen. But there is something aligned and it's meant to happen. February, the Metal King, discipline, armor, boundaries. So back to the boundaries card. Who are you setting boundaries with? Is it with somebody? Is it with yourself? Is it at work? Is it at home? Only you know, though. That and why I go through different examples is because nobody's the same, and that includes you Geminis. That means, you know, you all could be setting boundaries, but it could all be in a different area. You know, some of you it's probably going to be at work, some of you it's going to be with a person, some of you it's going to be with yourself. You know, so always keep in mind, too, that, you know, if I don't give a situation you're going through, but you know somewhere that you need to set boundaries, it applies to you because you know where it is. I'm just giving examples, though, that's all. But the only person that's going to know where it fits in your life is you. The Swan Queen, transformation, intuition, patience. Going through a this is March. March. You're going through a transforming moment. Maybe you intuitively know that you are, and maybe you intuitively know what it is that you are trying to transform into. But sometimes you got to be a little patient with yourself or the circumstances, you know, in the moment. Because sometimes it sucks transforming and you just want it now. But, you know, sometimes that's not how life works out. You got to be a little patient. You're getting there, though. You're transforming. Be patient, though. Okay, April, the keeper of the scales, fairness, balance. You're seeking and desiring some fairness and balance in your life. Maybe you're working on getting the balance in your life. Goodness, you got some of the same cards that pulled up. Like the fairness and balance card and the Metal King card. The higher self card. Divine guidance card. And yeah, I'm sorry, the manipulator card popped up too. So some of the same cards popped up again. Okay. May. This is the card for May. The Well Watcher, wisdom, power of the divine. To me, that just means that, you know, own up in your own power, your own divine wisdom. You know, when we're growing up as kids, sometimes people tell us, you know, you're supposed to be like this or that, or dress this way or dress that way. But fuck it all. You know, just own up to your own power and your own wisdom and be like, you know what, I'm going to be myself. I'm going to live what makes me happy. I'm going to live in my own wisdom and my own divine who I am. You know, my own personal truth, you know. Now, when you own up to your own personal truth, it just means you're living what you believe. It doesn't mean you get cocky and be like, I have the one-way truth in the life and the one, you know, one answer. You've just found what you have an answer for that works for you. So try to remember that and not get cocky like a lot of people were when they were teaching you when you were growing up, like it's only this way. You know, it's not only this way. Truth is, we may not have evidence that what we believe in is the truth. You know, I'm one of those spiritual, not religious people, so I incorporate whatever I feel. But I recognize that there is no actual solid, and I say solid because there are hints of some evidence, but there's no like solid, rock hard evidence that anything I believe in is true. There are hints of it. I mean, because they're able to weigh the body to figure out if there's a soul, you know, weighing it before they die and then weighing the body in the moment while they're dying and after they're dead. And they, you know, they've actually noticed there is a certain weight to it. So they've come to the conclusion that they think there might be a soul, but like I said, it's a hint, but it's not like an actual solid evidence then. So, you know, I believe there's a soul, but I'm not going to tell you that that is solid evidence. I'm not going to, like, lie or lie to myself. So understand, when you are seeking your own wisdom, just remember it is your own wisdom. It fits you. It makes you happy. You know, you might keep some logic about it, like there is some hint to it of, you know, evidence. But, you know, the honest truth is there may never ever be solid, rock hard evidence for any belief system out there. But it's okay, because we can't live our lives in fear. We can't live our lives in that cage that's kind of in the back of the car there. I don't know if you can see it. I don't think it's showing it very well, but there is a cage in the back. Can't live our life in fear in a cage of what if I'm right, what if I'm wrong, what if I die and then there's God or a goddess and I find out I'm wrong. Honestly, if God or a goddess is that cocky that they're not going to allow you into paradise or heaven because you didn't hear about them or you didn't see enough evidence to believe in them, that's not a god or a goddess or a deity you want to be following anyhow. I mean, like, that's plain mean, man. That is plain mean. That is, you know, how would, you know, if we saw a person doing that, like, I exclude you because you never heard of me, so you can't come to my bar or you can't come to my diner, we would think that person was a jerk. Like, what the hell, man? Why so damn exclusive? You know, it's the same thing here, you know. So just find your own personal truth and path, and live in your own divine wisdom, whatever you feel. And don't feel bad about it, and don't live in fear about it either. And you may have to let go of some things, but that's okay. It's you're reaching where you feel you belong. The Ice Queen, ideas preserved, non-action, entitlement. Now, when I see this card, I always think of three things it could possibly be. I never know because it gets so complicated when you're talking with each individual person. Their situations can be so different. So only you're gonna know what it applies. You know, which one applies to you. Thing is, I see this sleeping girl here, so I think of a person that's sleeping spiritually or maturely. Sleeping maturely is in they're asleep. They're not really mature. You know, they're immature. They're asleep when it comes to maturity. You know, ideas preserved, like old, dead ideas that have been preserved for way too long. It is time to let them go. Non-action. All the more emphasis on the old ideas. It doesn't move forward. It's a non-action movement. And entitlement. A lot of people that like have that attitude, they do have this entitlement issue, like, I am owed this or I'm entitled to this, and they're really not. Then there's the owl. So I see somebody who is ideas preserved. Like, preserve your ideas. You have good ideas. The decisions you make are good, and you need to be confident in them. You know, and to remember to feel like you are entitled to your opinion, because you are. So the sleeping girl and the owl. That means somebody who's sleeping in their bad ideas, old, dead ideas that need to be let go of, but will soon be awakened by wisdom, the owl. And I think I forgot to mention this was June. Yeah, I did. This is June. This is June's card. My bad. Yeah, like, you know, just more emphasis on old, dead ideas. Like one, racism. That's a really dead idea that's still preserved in some. Not many people, but still a few out there today. It's still preserved in them. They're still preserving this idea. We're just like, let it go. It's not moving forward. It's a non-action movement. There's nothing moving. And stop thinking you're entitled because of your race. You're not entitled. You know, and that includes all races. I'm not just picking on one race, because I know when you go to different countries, a lot of them all have this history of racism and slavery and whatnot. So I'm not just at one race. You know, and I'm not going to say it's just one race that has been picked on. Like, you know, because I know the country I live in, they have been racist to pretty much everybody. I mean, like, the majority of the time they always target whites, but the truth is, even the whites were being racist against the whites. I know that sounds insane, but when you get into the history of it, it was, they were racist against blacks, Native Americans, Mexicans, Chinese, Japanese, Catholics, Irish. I'm not kidding. It's like, I think they were even racist against the French at one point too, because they were coming to the country and they didn't like Catholics, and like the majority of the French were Catholics, so they didn't like them. And the Irish, I'm not really sure why they were racist against them, other than they thought they were strange and they were weird, like their culture was different. Like, why are you dressing your little boy like a little girl to keep the fairies from taking them? And yes, that's real history right there. You know, so yes, there's plenty of racism. That's an old dead idea and it needs to be let go of. But that's just an example. I'm not saying that you know somebody who is racist. That's just an example of what, like, a person you might be dealing with, or maybe thoughts you're dealing with. It's just an example. You know, just ideas that are clearly dead and need to be let go of. You know, and maybe you need to stay entitled. Maybe you're not having old dead ideas. Maybe you're having new thoughts and ideas that somebody who's egotistical is trying to put you down, and you need to stand up and be like, no, I'm right and you're wrong, and I'm going to stay confident in that. So here's July, the web weaver, synchronicity, divine intelligence, cause and effect. That means that you are synchronized with the universe, the divine intelligence, or it is synchronizing with you to create something that you want to happen, or create something that is good for you to happen. And I try to emphasize on is something that is good for you, because I know sometimes people can get sidetracked in life of what they want, and it's not really good for them. And the universe is like, no, come down this way, come down this path. You'll be happy here. I know you think you'll be happy on that track, but that's something you need to let go of because it's holding you back in life, you know. The universe knows. Maybe you don't, but it sees ahead, and maybe you're synchronized with the universe and it's leading and guiding you, you know, cause and effect for things to happen in your life. The spiral dancer, circuit route perception. And I know circuit is a very strange word. Like, this is the first time when I got this card I ever saw that word. But really, it just means taking the longer route. You know? I don't know, why not just say the longer route rather than saying circuit, or circuitous? It's like, I don't know, maybe they thought it was more cute. Like, circuitous. I don't know. But it just means taking the longer route. Maybe taking a longer route to learning your lessons. It does not mean that's a bad thing. You know, it says a spiral dancer. So I always think of a spiraled staircase. You know, like this really long spiraling staircase. It may take a longer route to get down there, but you're learning more doing that than what you would be doing taking an elevator, you know. Because there's more to see, more to observe then. So, you know, when you're taking a longer route, the way I look at it is you're just trying to perfect your lesson. You're not trying to take the quick way out and trip along the way because you didn't learn it fully. You're taking the longer route so you can learn it fully. And I forgot to mention, that is This is August, my bad. August card. I keep forgetting. Now we're on the September card. 2 cards popped out for this one. You got the Dream Walker. Dreams, the collective good, illusions. I'm pretty sure I already pulled this one out for y'all and told you what that was. Just dream the collective good. Oh, wait, or did I? Was that for the other video? I can't remember. But dream the collective good. And, and sometimes it's 2 ways this can go. You just dream it, think of it, daydream, and you're drawing in that energy to manifest it and be able to walk in that life. And, sometimes it's dream the collective good and work on making it happen if possible. And start walking in it. Make it happen. Create it. Dream, create, walk in it. This Shadow Queen, acquiring knowledge, insecurity, manipulation. We already been through this card here. Either someone's being manipulating or you're being manipulating. And remember, likely some of you are being manipulating and some of you are being manipulated, because no Gemini is alike. I believe each individual is a person. You're maybe facing some of the same, around the same problem, but it may be being faced differently from one Gemini to another. So don't take offense when I say some of you might be manipulating. Only you know which one you are. If you're not manipulating, well, then it's not talking about you. You're one of the Geminis that are being manipulated. Or maybe you're facing the insecurity of being manipulated. So you're going to be having kind of the double emotion of them in that month of September. Kind of facing your manipulator, the insecurity of your manipulator, and